Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you what I'm doing in my back garden, and most importantly we're going to have the Christmas potato unveil as well, and I'll be telling you what I've got in my home garden and some of the things I'm going to be doing. So as you can see, my chickens will be remaining in my home garden over the winter. They won't lay as many eggs, but they still are producing some at the moment, so it all still adds to something on my plate. As we move over, I've started off some salad leaves in my greenhouse there, in the little plastic greenhouse inside. They're not doing terribly well at the moment, but I'm hoping that they will start to come more to fruition as the months progress, and once the spring kicks in, I'm sure they'll bounce into life. So maybe there'll just be some early salad leaves. Obviously got lots of herbs still, so I've got thyme, I've got rocket still. I had some stray pea shoots grow up, so rather than pull them up, I've decided to actually start eating them. All the time the frost doesn't seem to affect them. I've even got some little mange twos on there, so when you think that, you know, you'll never get anything this time of year, these actually just self-seeded themselves, so I'm going to pick off what comes. It's all an added bonus basically. I've got some other herbs. I've got oregano over there, but also got a bay tree. So even though you've not got lots of things in your garden, you know, lots of vegetables maybe, you can still always have herbs in your garden, which obviously helps flavour all the food that you eat. I've obviously got some of my potatoes over there, which I'm going to turf out in a minute to see what we've got. My bird feeders up there, all my fat balls have been eaten, so I'm going to have to put some more out. If you want to make fat balls, I've got a really good video on that. If you want an idea of things to sow as well, I've got a good video on that as well, if you're wanting to do something in December. So as we move over to the summer house, now for me, the summer house is the warmest place I've got, and it's often the case that in the spring it's exactly the same thing. It stays a lot warmer than my greenhouse does, and I've got no heating in it either. It's all just natural from the sun just beating down on it. So as we have a look in here, get the gloves off, I've got a few salad leaves. Now these ones are a little bit further ahead of the other ones. These are a winter salad mix. Now I could start picking some of these off, but I'm probably going to just let them get a little bit bigger before I start eating them and harvesting them. As we move into the greenhouse, I've still got some peppers in here. Now I'm going to be overwintering my peppers. I've never done it before, but I'm going to give it a go this year. There's two ways you can overwinter them. There's the way where you just cut them back hard, which is what I've done here, and see whether they sprout back into life in the spring. So I harvested all the chilies off there and then cut them back quite harshly. There is a video on that if you'd like to give that a go yourself. So we'll see whether that was worthwhile. At the moment they look a little bit sad, but only time will tell. And the other peppers I've got in here, there's a different way of doing it. You can leave them as they are, and as they die back, gradually just cut back rather than just cutting them right back at the bottom. Now because I've got some quite large fruits on here, I've made the decision to do that with these. So they all still seem to be flourishing, so I'm just watering them, feeding them like I was before. You don't water them quite so much this time of year. They don't dry out quite so quickly, but that'd be quite interesting to see how that works too, so I can assess which was the best way to do it, whether to cut it right back or whether to do what I'm doing here now. So that's what I've got going on in the summer house. So I've got loads of onions stored in there, and I have got loads of squashes on the windowsill of my conservatory. If we move swiftly over, we're now going to see how these Christmas potatoes have done. Now one thing you've got to remember with Christmas potatoes, they're never going to grow as big as your main crop potatoes. They're only ever going to be small ones, a little bit like new potatoes, because you haven't had the time for it to do anything else. So let's have a look. But it's quite nice if you've run out of main crop potatoes, or you don't have room to grow normal potatoes, just to grow yourself some Christmas potatoes, just to get the feeling of something that you've grown yourself on Christmas Day. Really good feeling. So I've got quite a lot of vegetables up my allotment, like leeks, kale. You know, I've got plenty of squashes in my conservatory, I've got plenty of onions, so I've got lots of vegetables that I can have with my Christmas dinner, so I can have a truly homemade Christmas meal. The only thing I'll have to source will be my turkey, which I'll get from a local farm. And indeed, I visited a local farm, which you can watch that video if you wish to as well. So let's get one of the buckets out ready and turn it up. I think the easiest way, if I'm honest, is just to flip it over rather than trying to dig it out. So let me move that out of the way so we can see what we're doing. I really don't know how many are going to be in here, but there's only one way to find out, and that's just to flip it up. Oh yeah, I can see some in there. That's fantastic. Definitely see some potatoes. You just have to fish through it with a trowel. So this is going to be a little bit of a boring, laborious exercise, but I will just gradually go through it. They are quite small, some of them. So let's give it, oh, another one there. Let's give it, oh, quite a big one there actually. Looking quite promising. Oh, another one. So all I've got to do now, oh, there we go. Another one. That's not looking too bad. Let's give it a good turf. Oh, I flicked one over there. So this might take me a little while to go through all this mud. Oh, another one there. Oh, quite a few little ones there. Like I say, they are a little bit more like new potatoes, but they're my new potatoes. So I'll get a lot of satisfaction on Christmas Day knowing that I've grown my own potatoes. There we go. Like I say, they're not as good as the main crop ones. And they're a little bit muddy, so I'm going to have to get them in a nice lot of water. Oh, there we go. There's another one, and another one. So I'll have to get some. Oh, there we go. Hiding under it there. Gosh, you can easily miss them. That's the only thing. There's no really easy way of turfing out a great big load of. Oh, there we go. More. Flipping it. That's not bad, is it? I keep seeming to find more and more. I did put. I think I put about 3 or 4 potatoes in when I did this earlier in the year. Ah, there we go. That's not too bad an amount, is it? I think I'm going to be here for quite some time getting more, but I just keep seeming to find more and more, so that's not too bad. So I really hope that's inspired you to do some things in December. And if you've grown any Christmas potatoes, or you've got anything else in your garden that you're growing at the moment, it'd be really interesting to hear how you're getting on.